All right, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2015 Medlar View Elementary D.A.R.E graduation. I'd like to start off by thanking the Miamisburg City Schools, the City of Miamisburg, and the Miamisburg Police Department for all their support of the D.A.R.E program, because without it, today wouldn't be possible. I'd also like to thank all the parents and relatives who have joined us today. It was a joy getting to meet and work with all your kids this year. They did a great job, and all of you should be very proud of them. I'd also like to thank the fourth graders for coming in today. I look forward to seeing you next year in D.A.R.E classes. Just briefly, some of the topics we covered in D.A.R.E this year. We talked about the dangers of alcohol and tobacco. We talked about making good decisions and how to resist peer pressure. We talked about bullying, and we also talked about how to be safe with over-the-counter and prescription drugs. All the kids here did a great job. We had 10 weeks of classes. They completed a workbook, and everyone you see seated here wrote a report at the end, kind of their summary of what they took out of D.A.R.E class, and they did a great job. The goal for you guys now, though, is to take that information we discussed and use it, especially as you guys grow older, get in junior high and high school and encounter some difficult situations. Fall back on some of the things we talked about. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our guests today are here to recognize your guys' accomplishment. We have from the City of Miamisburg, the Mayor, Dick Church. We have from the Miamisburg Municipal Court, Judge Robert Reddick. From the Miamisburg City Council, we have Charlie Case. For the Miamisburg City Schools, we have the Superintendent, Dr. David Vail. For the Miamisburg Police Department, we have Captain Tom Thompson. And of course, you all know your principal, Mrs. Woods. Like I said before, the last thing the students do, they write a D.A.R.E report, and we selected a few of them to be read today. And before we do that, though, I almost forgot, some of our guests would like to speak to you. We'll begin with Mayor Church.
Thank you, Officer Doug. Let me get out of the spotlight here. Good afternoon. I like that. I like that. I had to egg them on yesterday over at Bear School. They were very quiet. So, 21 years we've been doing this. 21 years of D.A.R.E in the Miamisburg City School System. To me, as I say every year, this is one of the best programs that the city and the school work together on, is to bring D.A.R.E into the school system. There's a lot of people here supporting you, and I'm glad to see so many parents and grandparents and loved ones that have showed up to support you today. The Miami Valley Communications Council is taping this presentation, and you're going to be able to watch it many, many times between now and the next D.A.R.E graduation here at Medlar View School. The message I want to leave you, it seems like every time we turn around, we're throwing more obstacles at you. It appears that there's going to be a ballot issue this year, if they can get enough signatures, to legalize marijuana in the state of Ohio. We spend a lot of time and a lot of effort to teach you the bad things that can happen from cigarettes, alcohol, and drugs. And I'm hoping that our citizens are smart enough not to vote for that issue when it comes to the ballot. It's just another obstacle that you're going to be faced with. And I can tell you for a fact, someday, might be today, it might be next week, or it might be years from now, you are going to be challenged by someone that's going to try to get you to do something that you know is wrong. I just hope that when that happens, that you'll remember the lessons that you learned in D.A.R.E, and you will stand up and say no. And also, try to talk to your friend or whoever it is that's trying to get you to do that, to let them know that it's not right and they shouldn't be doing it either. But if you follow all the lessons that you have learned through the D.A.R.E program, you're going to have a great rest of your life and have a great summer vacation.
Thank you. The good part about my speech is the mayor stole most of the things I say, so he's covered a lot of it. You are going to be challenged. Believe me, it's probably going to be not in the cold, hard light of day, but maybe late in the evening or early morning, someone's going to ask you to do something that you know is wrong, reprehensible. It's been my experience that it's always easy to do the easy thing. The right thing to do is almost always a lot harder. Now, you've been in D.A.R.E and you've learned what choices are, and you know how to make those hard choices, and I'm asking you to try to do that for yourself and hopefully for your friends. Now, right now, heroin is epidemic in Ohio, and I've had a lot of thought searching about whether I needed to address heroin with fifth graders. But we have had so many people die. More people are dying in Montgomery County of ODing on heroin than die from natural causes. That's unheard of. They have some brand new marijuana that came out about a week ago. They're called heroin. It's called toe tag because it's killing that many people. Don't ever do heroin. It will just kill you. Now, there may be some drugs that you can do and survive, but heroin is not one of them. Now, I'm not trying to say partake of any drug, because it's been my experience. Look, marijuana's been around a long time. When I was a teenager, people I knew did marijuana. And you know what they're still doing? They're still on that same couch. They're still in their mom's basement. They're still smoking marijuana. And that's been my honest experience with it. I don't see the clamor to legalize marijuana in Ohio. Now, I don't have any adverse feeling about medical use of marijuana, but for any other purpose, I think it's reprehensible and just wrong. But I'm going to go on and on here. We had a huge docket today. It's been a tough day for me. We have had a whole lot of thefts, heroin, violence, drugs. It's just been a hard day. To top it off, early this morning, I got a spot on one of my favorite ties, so it's been a tough day. I just barely got here. We finished the docket at about 5 after 2, and I walked out and got in my car to come here. I thought we'd covered a lot of these things, and things were getting better. Now, I'm not trying to say crime here in Miamisburg is bad, because it's not. It's a very, very safe place to live and raise your children. But this is a big jurisdiction that includes a whole lot of 2 townships and 3 cities. So I'm just asking you to please remember every single thing you've learned in D.A.R.E. Don't forget. Use it. Now, I've got to tell you, they have been doing this 21 years. And every time someone comes in front of me that graduated from Miamisburg High School on a drug offense, do you know what I asked them? Why didn't you remember the things you learned in D.A.R.E? I asked them that. And they stammer around and get all embarrassed, but it's the truth. So I'm asking you to please remember all that, all right? Good luck, have a great summer. You're going to go on to, I think they call it middle school now. We call it junior high. But you're going to become a little more like adults. And you're going to have a lot more challenges. And I wish you good luck. And as I said, a great summer.
Next, we have Captain Thompson.
Hey kids, Now, the mayor mentioned that 21 years ago we started D.A.R.E, and I was working here when we first had D.A.R.E, and I think Officer Sherritts was in D.A.R.E. He was like 8 years old. How many of you guys believe that Officer Sherritts is now probably like 29? One, you guys are smarter than the kids at D.A.R.E. I know that already. No, actually, you guys are very, very fortunate to have someone like Officer Sherritts. As we sit down, like you guys probably do every morning, he and I see each other about 7 o'clock. We discuss our favorite team, the Cubbies, and all the winning that they're doing. And no. No, but we do talk about you guys, and I do know that he takes, I do know that he takes D.A.R.E. and he takes your education very, very serious. And you're very fortunate to have an officer of Officer Sherritt's caliber here in D.A.R.E. Because he's actually a very, very, very good police officer on the street. He's very good with people, he's kind to people, he's respectful to people, and he's a very good criminal investigator. As a matter of fact, about 2 hours ago, I drove to a bank robbery, and sitting on the ground is a lady in handcuffs who had just robbed a bank in Miamisburg, and standing next to her was Officer Sherritts. So he's always around. He knows what to do criminally, and you guys are very, very fortunate to have someone of his caliber here. We've talked about drugs. Drugs are bad. You guys know that. People are dying. If you watch the news or read the papers, you find out that people in your own families somewhere has been touched with drugs and possibly even death. But the one thing I want to mention is something else I believe you guys discuss is bullying. And one of the things that is so important in life is to realize that everybody, all of you guys, no one of you is better than anybody else. And it's so important that you always treat each other with respect. And you don't talk down to, teasing every now and then. Kids might tease each other, but making people upset. And you guys know the difference between teasing and bullying. And because even words, if someone says something like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, and that's not actually true, because I remember words that kids said to me when I was you guys' age. Hurtful things that kids say to each other. So just make sure drugs, you know about that, but also the bullying. The importance as you grow older to start right now being respectful and kind and building each other up and treating each other right is so important. So congratulations, and it's great to see so many parents here. That's awesome, and congratulations, kids, and you guys will do well next year. Thank you.
And Dr. Vail.
Good afternoon. It's certainly an honor for me to be here to be a part of your graduation. On behalf of the entire school district, the school board, and the rest of the staff and administration, I want to congratulate you on completing this program. It's a very awesome program, and glad you could get through that. Before you started school, your very first teachers, sitting back there and at home, your parents, and they taught you some things, right and wrong, how to make some good choices. Then you came to school and you had your teachers teaching you math, science, reading, social studies, all the things that they're experts in. And now we have another teacher, Officer Sherritts, who's teaching you about the things in D.A.R.E, and they're very important to your well-being and for your growth. So as you continue on into 6th grade, into high school, and on beyond, remember those things that you've learned and continue to make good choices. Thank you very much, and congratulations and good luck.
All right, like I said before, all the students seated before you wrote a D.A.R.E. report and then presented it to their classmates. And we did select a few of those to share those today, and we'll begin with Emma Sperry.
Hi, welcome to Medlar View's D.A.R.E. graduation. I'm Emma Sperry from the Spotsman's class. This is my D.A.R.E. essay. D.A.R.E. Define, assess, respond, evaluate, or drug abuse resistance education. D.A.R.E. has a lot of helpful information, and it could help you like it helps me. I have learned a lot because of D.A.R.E. One of the things that I have learned was how to apply the D.A.R.E decision-making model. This helped me in situations when I needed to make a choice. I also learned about alcohol and tobacco. Did you know that alcohol can cause slow reflexes and memory loss? It can also slow down your brain and body. Tobacco is harmful too. There are more than 200 known chemicals in cigarette smoke. Also, more than 400,000 people die from tobacco-related causes each year. This class is where you learn about the 5 W's. All you need to know is who is being bullied, what has happened, when it happened, where it happened, and why it is happening. If you know these 5 W's, don't be afraid to report the situation. I have learned many things, but it's really important how I use this information. I have used the D.A.R.E decision-making model all of my life, and I didn't even know it. You can use this model for all of the choices you make in life. Adults use it too. I have many examples of how I use the D.A.R.E decision-making model. One is when someone that I knew was being bullied, I knew the problem, so I needed to assess. That meant I needed to find out what my choices were. I decided to tell an adult. Next, I needed to respond. This meant to think about what I should do. I could have either reported the incident or confronted the bully. Then I needed to evaluate. This meant I needed to review my choice and make sure that I made a good one. I knew that I made a good decision because I helped someone that was being bullied. I plan to use the D.A.R.E decision-making model a lot in my future. I know that I will get threats and have peer pressure in middle school, high school, and other times in my life. Many people that are in their teens get asked to do drugs, smoke, or use alcohol. The D.A.R.E decision-making model can help me in these situations. If I'm stuck between being cool and making the right choice, Officer Doug has taught me to make the right choice no matter what the consequence. I've also learned not to do drugs, smoke cigarettes, or drink underage because it could make me really sick or possibly lead to death. I hope this information is helpful to you. Keep making the right choices to stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Next, we have Kellen Fong.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to our D.A.R.E graduation. I'm Kellen Fong and I'm in Mr. Morton's class. During D.A.R.E class this year, I've learned really great tips for the future. I've learned to stay away from kids that do drugs or drink alcohol. When someone asks me if I want a cigarette, I will always say no. I've also learned ways to get out of situations where people are pressuring me. My D.A.R.E officer, Officer Doug, has taught me how to deal with bullying. In class, I've learned to never be a bystander and do what I can to stop bullying. D.A.R.E has taught me many positive lessons. The D.A.R.E decision-making model is a tool to help me make the right decisions. First, I have to define a problem. Next, I have to assess my options. Third, I need to respond to the problem. Finally, I have to evaluate my decision. A good example of this method is when I was playing wiffle ball with some friends. I got up to bat and struck out. The next time I hit a pop-up and the other team caught it. They started laughing at me. When I left the game, I couldn't sleep that night. The next day at school, they told everyone and the whole school was laughing at me. Instead of getting angry, when I got home that day, I practiced wiffle ball so that the next time they pitched to me, I could crush it. After all my practice, at the next game, I hit one in the straightaway to center and said, "Goodbye, baseball." In the future, I need to make good decisions. If I see someone being bullied in the hallway at MMS, I should go over and help. I will stay away from drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes. I want to be healthy so I can keep playing sports and set a good example for other kids. Thanks for listening to my D.A.R.E essay.
Good job, Kellen. And next, we have Allie Hubler.
Hi, I'm Allie Hubler and I'm in Mrs. Osborne's 5th grade class. Did you know that over 70,000 police officers have taught D.A.R.E to over 200 million students worldwide? What is D.A.R.E? D.A.R.E stands for Drug Abuse Resistance and Education and is based on your decisions. I've learned so much in D.A.R.E and let me tell you, it's a lot of help. So far, D.A.R.E's taught me that the D.A.R.E decision-making model is a good way to define, assess, respond, and evaluate to a situation. Also, D.A.R.E has taught me to sometimes say no in a risky situation. Another thing D.A.R.E has taught me is when you either smoke or drink, a lot of bad things can happen to your body. Lastly, D.A.R.E has taught me what to do when a friend or someone I know gives me peer pressure and I can't figure out the right answer to a situation or problem. I have learned so much in D.A.R.E that when I get older, I will know just the right decision. In D.A.R.E, I have a certain way of figuring out different situations. One way is based on the D.A.R.E decision-making model, which means define, assess, respond, and evaluate. Defining a problem helps you describe a problem. Assessing the problem helps you list your choices for figuring it out. Responding to the problem shows your answer, and evaluating the problem is figuring whether you made the right decision or not. One way I've used the D.A.R.E decision-making model is when someone is getting bullied. I use the D.A.R.E decision-making model to figure if I should let the person get bullied or go in and help. Another way the D.A.R.E decision-making model has helped is when someone is cheating. I wouldn't be able to report the problem without using the D.A.R.E decision-making model. Also, I've learned with the D.A.R.E decision-making model, when you feel peer pressure, I will know the right choice for me to make. So using the D.A.R.E decision-making model has helped me make easy decisions in hard situations. This year, D.A.R.E has taught me so much, and I plan to use what it's taught me to make safe and responsible choices. One good choice I will make is to choose good people I want to be friends with and hang out with. Good friends won't give me peer pressure and force me to do things. Also, I will avoid taking out my stress on other people. I could do this by reading a book, hang with friends, or watch some TV. Another responsible choice I will make is to avoid smoking or drinking at such a young age. If I do smoke or drink, it will affect my body. Making safe and responsible choices will help me so much because my life depends on them. I feel so lucky to participate in D.A.R.E, so lucky that I already know what to do in any situation. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
All the students did great on their reports, and those three are just a very good example of that. The last group of people I'd like to thank today are the ones that make my job as the D.A.R.E officer very easy, and that's the staff here at Medlar View. And that begins with Mrs. Wood, your principal. And your fifth grade teachers. Mrs. Bossman. Mrs. Osborne. And Mr. Morton. And now it's time for you to receive your certificates, and we'll begin with Mrs. Bossman's class.
On behalf of the teachers, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. It's so great to see family members and members of our community come and support this program. The kids love Officer Doug. They really enjoy the program, and I know that they do get a lot out of it, so thank you very much. My first student is Aaliyah Bailey Bay. And we'll go ahead and clap at the end of each class. Ashley Baker, Justin Berry, Josh Brown, Addison Harold, Issa Haid, Melena Horton, Corwin Hurt, Aishanae Johnson, Allie Matheny, Gracie Matheny, Pacey Rollins, Hannah Reddick, Sophie Riggs, Victoria Sawyer, Shaheem Scott Pullen, Madison Shannon, Landon Smelko, Carter Smith, Emma Sperry, Esohe Uso, Brooke Williams, and Will Zanatelli. Congratulations to the students in my class.
Next, we have Mrs. Osborne's class.
Thank you so much for being here today, and I want to thank all of these awesome community members and the people who serve us so well, especially Officer Doug, for providing just a wonderful program for our really awesome and special kids. All right, so my class, Sharon Afalabi. Oh, sorry. Jack Barter. Savannah Basinger. Luke Clooney. Hannah Eversole. Brooklyn Fornshell. Allie Hubler. Sabrina Hurley. Carson Hurt. Riley Ball. Rihanna Toland. Jenna Jablonski. Mackenzie Johnson. Abby Kylholes. Luke Myers. Mia Pridemore. Maya Putterbaugh. Kevin Robinette. Quincy Simpson. Brooke Steinbruner. Aliana Tarango. Brody Williams. Max Woods. And Landon Worrell. Congratulations.
And Mr. Morton's class. By the way, it's his birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Mr. Morton. Happy birthday! You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Sierra Cole. Michaela Darst. Lauren Fisher. Kirsten Gentry. Haley Gramillion. Chris Hodge. Anthony Jones. Carly Kettering. Chuck Magnuson. Riley Musgrove. Kellen Fong. Luke Roberts. Evan Sampson. Riley Sheese. Thomas Sherwood. Aaron Starks. Ray Underwood. Elena Wells. Krista Wooten. And Emily Yoho Dodge. Congratulations, guys.
All right, the last thing we're going to do as part of our graduation ceremony is I'm going to show you a short little video of D.A.R.E. classes here at Medlar View. thanks everyone for coming today. Congratulations to all the D.A.R.E graduates. Have a safe summer, and I'll see you guys all next year in D.A.R.E classes. Thank you very much.